Good morning to all of you. So let me do what I usually do in terms of trying to provide you some elaboration as to what the Monetary Board deliberated upon when coming to the conclusion that policy rates should be left unchanged. And then my colleagues, Chandranath and others, will give you a presentation, a more detailed presentation to substantiate that outcome. Now, again, as usual, I'll kind of go through the various indicators that the Monetary Board took into account and comment on whether they argued for holding rates or for relaxing rate or for increasing rates. And I'll go one by one. Looking at the external sector, the global environment, clearly the world economy is going through a synchronized slowdown. The various trade tensions are particularly a problem, though we are beginning, the last day or two there have been some positive signs. But overall, there is a synchronized slowdown. And in fact, the new managing director of the IMF, Kristalina Georgieva, has indicated that 90% of the countries in the world will have slower growth this year. So which is why there is this perception that there is a synchronized slowdown in the global economy. That clearly argues for some relaxation of monetary policy because it gives us space for domestic policy action, unlike in, say, 2018, when the external environment was such that we were having capital outflows which constrained the space for domestic monetary policy action, and now we do have greater space. Then, in terms of the domestic factors, we continue to have an output gap. That growth is below the potential growth rate of 5%. The various forecasts or the projections for growth this year vary from about 2.5 to 3%. The various organizations you would have seen have made forecasts. But the fact is that there is an output gap, which again argues for some relaxation of policy. A couple of other variables that argue for a relaxation of policy are, one, private sector credit growth, which has slowed down significantly. And I believe that by the end of the year, we'll see about 5.5%, about 5% credit growth. In an ideal world, we'd like it to be somewhere between 10 and 15%. So we're at 5%, so credit growth is slow. Again, that argues for some relaxation of monetary policy. And similarly, when you look at the monetary aggregates, say M2B, which is I think about 7-8%, 7.7%, which again we think is below where it could and should be. Again, that's another factor that argues for a further relaxation of policy. However, there are some factors which indicate that we need to be cautious about relaxing policy. One is that in the short run anyway, there is likely to be an uptick in inflation. Food price inflation has gone up, and some of the factors there are the seasonal increase in fish prices because of the monsoon. Vegetable prices have also gone up. Again, I suspect the weather is a factor. And the yalla production was less than was anticipated. We had a very good maha, but the yalla was a bit less, which could put a little bit of pressure on rice prices. So going forward, we see that there is likely to be an uptick in the rate of inflation. You will see from the presentations, and you will have more detail from the presentations, but the inflation rate is likely to go up towards the upper bound of our inflation target of 4 to 6%, which means that we need to be cautious. Clearly, in an inflation targeting regime, meeting the inflation target is the primary objective. So that's ground for caution. Secondly, from time to time in recent weeks, there has been some pressure on the rupee. It has stabilized in the last few days, though yesterday again there was a little bit of pressure. So at a time when there is some pressure on the rupee, clearly if it depreciates, then that also could put pressure on prices. And that's another reason for holding the rate as it is. Even the food price inflation, I would argue at the moment, it makes a case for holding rates rather than increasing rates. And also we need to allow time to see what is going to happen in terms of all the measures that have been taken so far in terms of monetary policy relaxation. For instance, the statutory reserve ratio has been brought down by 250 basis points, resulting in an infusion of 150 billion rupees of permanent liquidity into the system. There have been two reductions in the policy rates, one in May of 50 basis points, another in August of 50 basis points. So there's a 100 basis point reduction in policy rates already. Then the central bank has been conducting open market operations, and now we have widened the scope of the open market operations to include some liquid bonds. In the past, it's focused on only treasury bills. Now some treasury bonds are also being used for open market operations, the liquid ones. Then, as I said, we've taken certain measures in terms of reducing bank lending rates. And we need to see what is going to happen at the end of all that. And I can expand on the bank lending rate measures in a minute. But before going that, looking at the various factors that affect the decisions on policy rates, the final factor I should bring forward, and this is really a factor that argues for possibly even tightening rates, and that is the wage increases in the pipeline. You have seen that there are a number of pressures that are being brought forward in terms of wage increases, and we need to wait and see how that will all play out. And that's a factor that actually argues for tightening policy. So quickly to sum up, global conditions argue for probably a relaxation of policy. Subpar economic growth argues for relaxation of policy. Moderate private sector growth and moderate broad money aggregate growth, that's again argues for relaxation. But factors arguing for holding rates and being cautious are the expected upward pressure, the transitory pressure on inflation in the short run. We expect it to stabilize in the medium term in the middle of our inflation target range, but as I said, in the short run it's likely to go up towards the upper bound of the target. Then the pressure from time to time on the currency, and also the need to provide time to see how what the impact is going to be on the various measures that have already been taken. So all those things argue for a holding of the rates, and as I said, the one factor that argues for a tightening of rates is these wage increases that are coming. So having taken all these things into account, the Monetary Board decided to leave policy rates as they are. Primarily, I think the thinking was that we've done quite a lot. We need to assess what the impact is going to be, and then we can move forward after that. So that's basically the thinking that underpinned it. On the lending rates, maybe I can respond to questions as to what we have done and what our objectives are. So with that, let me turn it over to Dr. Chandranath Amarasekara to make the presentation.
Thank you, sir. Let me try to expand on what Governor just summarized. Yesterday, the Monetary Board met to discuss the review to review the monetary policy stance for the 6th time in 2019. And the decision, as Governor said, was to maintain policy interest rates and the SRR unchanged at their current levels. So accordingly, the standing deposit facility rate of the central bank is held at 7%, standing lending facility rate at 8%, and the statutory reserve ratio at 5%. If you look at the global economic developments, this slide tries to summarize what's going on around the world with regard to global monetary policy stance. In the third quarter of 2019, we have seen 46 central banks reducing policy interest rates 67 times. So far in 2019, 60 central banks have reduced interest rates 113 times, and only 15 central banks have actually increased interest rates during this year. Our neighboring Reserve Bank of India also reduced the policy interest rates for the 5th consecutive time in 2019 to address the economic slowdown that India is experiencing at the moment. When you look at the domestic economy impacted by the Easter Sunday attacks, we see real GDP growth remaining subdued in the second quarter of 2019. Real GDP growth was 1.6% in the second quarter compared to growth of 3.7% in the first quarter this year. And we saw notable contractions in the accommodation, food and beverage services activities, as well as transportation of goods and passengers. Both of those subsectors, sub-activities were affected directly by the Easter Sunday attacks. With this, we expect economic growth to remain sluggish in 2019, and we expect a gradual recovery over the medium term towards the economy's potential. When you look at private sector credit, we saw a further moderation of private sector credit growth in the month of August. So year-on-year private sector credit growth is 7.2% compared to 7.7% in the previous month. And at the end of 2018, credit growth was at 15.9%. In absolute terms, there was an increase of 22.2 billion rupees during the month of August. And in the first 8 months, private sector credit growth has grown only by 64.7 billion, which is far below the levels that we saw in the previous year. Because of the slowdown in private sector credit growth, we have seen broad money growth also decelerating. Broad money growth in the month of August was 7.7% year-on-year. That is a slowdown from 8.2% in the previous month and from 13% at the end of 2018. At the moment, overnight market liquidity remains in surplus levels, and OMOs were conducted to maintain the average weighted call money rate around the middle of the policy interest rate corridor. And recently, we have started providing liquidity support to standalone primary dealers. And also, we've started purchasing treasury bonds from the secondary market under open market operations. And under this secondary market treasury bond purchases, we have already purchased 20.3 billion worth of treasury bonds from the secondary market. When you look at the interest rates, following the imposition of caps on deposit interest rates in April 2019, new deposit rates have seen a steep reduction. The new deposit rate has declined by 284 basis points from end April 2019 up to August 2019. And the overall deposit rate, that's the stock on what is applicable on the stock of deposits, that has declined by 46 basis points from April up to August. Market lending rates have also gradually adjusted downwards. We have seen a 178 basis point reduction in the prime lending rate from end April up to now. Now the prime lending rate is at 10.46%, and the average weighted new lending rate has declined by 87 basis points from end April 2019 to 13.84% in August 2019. The average weighted lending rate, or the lending rate on the stock of lending of banks, declined by 43 basis points from end April 2019 to 14.04% in August 2019. So in order to induce a faster reduction in market lending rates, as we know, the central bank imposed caps on lending rates while withdrawing caps on deposit rates of licensed banks in September 2019. This slide summarizes the interest rate behavior. Basically, the story there is that the short-term market interest rates and the government security yields have declined substantially, and because of the interest rate caps, we have seen a sharp reduction in deposit interest rates as well, but overall lending rates have not come down as much as we would have liked. If I summarize the recent measures taken to ease monetary policy and monetary conditions, starting from the reduction in the statutory reserve ratio by 2.5 percentage points in November and March, that resulted in an injection of rupees 150 billion of liquidity to the market, as Governor mentioned, and the credit multiplier also increased, although the banks are yet to utilize the increased credit multiplier. And the cost of funds reduced, and the short-term money market interest rates have also reduced as a result of this reduction in SRR. And then we reduced policy interest rates by 100 basis points in May and August. And that resulted in short-term money market interest rates reducing further. And with the introduction of secondary market purchases of treasury bonds under open market operations, we have induced a further reduction in money market interest rates. The central bank also imposed caps on deposit rates to limit the unhealthy competition amongst banks, and this also resulted in a lower cost of funds faced by banks. And with all these, we saw deposit interest rates declining in the market. With that happening, the central bank imposed caps on lending interest rates while removing the cap on deposit interest rates on banking institutions. And we expect that would help improve the credit flows to the market, which would in turn help improve economic activity and also a reduction in non-performing loans. But we all know that there are several other supporting factors that are required for the expected economic improvement to happen. And all these measures were taken in the context of well-anchored inflation expectations. When you look at the external sector developments, I think the external sector press release will be out by Monday. Let me summarize what is in there. During the first 8 months of 2019, exports increased by 2.4% year-on-year to US $8 billion. Imports declined by 14.6% year-on-year to US $12.9 billion. And the trade deficit has narrowed notably by US $2.4 billion to US $4.9 billion during the first 8 months of the year. And we have seen a sharp reduction in gold imports, personal vehicle imports, as well as refined petroleum imports during this period. Workers' remittances have moderated. Workers' remittances, in fact, declined by 3% year-on-year in August 2019 and amounted to US $518 million. And when you look at tourist arrivals, you see a gradual improvement in tourist arrivals since the Easter Sunday attacks. That becomes clear when you look at the year-on-year growth of tourist arrivals on a monthly basis. In April 2019, the year-on-year there was an year-on-year contraction in tourist arrivals by 7.5%. In May, the contraction was 70.8%. In June, the contraction was 57%. In July, 46.9%. August, 28.3%. September, 27.2%. So hopefully by the end of the year, we will get to where we were before the Easter Sunday attacks happened. When you look at tourist arrivals by region, this is what you see, and the tourist arrivals from the South Asian region have picked up, while arrivals from East Asia in particular are yet to recover. The exchange rate showed some appreciation in October following the volatility observed in the latter part of September 2019. Up to the 11th of October 2019, the Sri Lankan rupee has appreciated against the US dollar by 1.2%. Against the sterling pound, the rupee has appreciated by 3.2%. Against the euro, it has appreciated by 5%. Against the Indian rupee, the Sri Lankan rupee has appreciated by 2.7%. Against the yen, rupee has depreciated by 1.1%. Official reserves amounted to US $6.9 billion at end 2018. That has increased to US $7.6 billion by end September 2019. At the end of August 2019, this was higher, but due to a scheduled ACU payment, this came down to 7.6%. CCPI-based headline inflation accelerated in September 2019. This was driven by prices of domestic food supplies, as Governor mentioned. And during the remainder of the year also, we expect these temporary price increases in food supplies to keep inflation at the upper bound of the desired range. But once those short-term price pressures ease, we expect inflation to remain well within the 4 to 6% target band, supported by appropriate policy measures and well-anchored inflation expectations. Considering these, the Monetary Board was of the view that at present, the measures that have been taken, that have been put in place during the past 12 months are sufficient to achieve the desired outcomes, given adequate time for their transmission through the financial sector. And regulatory measures, together with reduced policy interest rates and the statutory reserve ratio, are expected to result in a sizable and speedy reduction in lending rates, which will enhance the demand for credit, thus supporting economic activity. Thank you very much.
අයිබෝවන් අද දින ශ්‍රී ලංකා මහ බැංකුවේ මුදල් මණ්ඩලය 2019 වසරට අදාළව 6 වන මුදල් ප්‍රතිපත්ති විවරණය ප්‍රකාශයට පත් කළා. ඒ අනුව ශ්‍රී ලංකා මහ බැංකුව සිය ප්‍රතිපත්ති පොලිය අනුපාතික නොවෙනස්ව පවත්වා ගැනීමට තීරණය කළා. එනම් නිත්‍ය තනුපත් පහසුකම් අනුපාතිකය සහ නිත්‍ය ණය පහසුකම් අනුපාතිකය පිළිවෙලින් 7% සහ 8% ලෙස දැනට පවතින මට්ටමේ නොවෙනස්ව පවතිනවා. මෙම තීරණය සඳහා එළඹීමේදී ශ්‍රී ලංකා මහ බැංකුවේ මුදල් මණ්ඩලය දැනට පවතින සාර්ව ආර්ථික ප්‍රවණතාවයන් හා අපේක්ෂිත සාර්ව ආර්ථික ප්‍රවණතාවයන් මෙන්ම ගෝලීය ප්‍රවණතාවයන් සලකා බලනු ලැබුවා. මම කෙටියෙන් එම ප්‍රවණතාවයන් ඉදිරිපත් කිරීමට බලාපොරොත්තු වෙනවා. දැන් අපි මුලින්ම ගෝලීය ප්‍රවණතාවයන් සලකලා බලමු. ගෝලීය ආර්ථික ක්‍රියාකාරකම් මන්ද වීම හේතුවෙන් බොහෝ ආර්ථිකයන්හි ලිහිල් මුදල් ප්‍රතිපත්ති ස්ථාවරයක් පවත්වාගෙන යනු ලැබුවා. මන්දගාමී වූ උද්දමන හා උද්දමන අපේක්ෂා හමුවේ ලිහිල් මුදල් ප්‍රතිපත්ති එම ආර්ථික වර්ධනය සඳහා සහාය වනු ඇතැයි අපේක්ෂා කරනවා. දැන් මේ සටහනේ බැලුවොත් 2019 තුන්වන කාර්තුව සලකනකොට ගෝලීය වශයෙන් මහ බැංකු 46ක් ප්‍රතිපත්ති පොලිය අනුපාත 67 වරකදී අඩු කර තිබෙනවා තුන්වන කාර්තුවේදී. දැන් අපි දේශීය ප්‍රවණතාවයන් පිළිබඳව සලකා බලමු. පාස්කු ඉරිදා ප්‍රහාරය බලපාම හේතුවෙන් 2019 වසරේ දෙවන කාර්තුව තුළදී වාර්ෂික ලක්ෂම පදනම මත 1.6කින් මූර්ත වශයෙන් ආර්ථික අඩු වර්ධනයක් වාර්තා කළා. 2019 පළමු කාර්තුවේදී ආර්ථික වර්ධනය 3.7ක් වුණා. සේවා අංශය තුළ සැපීමේ හා ආහාර පාන සැපීමේ සේවා ආශ්‍රිත ක්‍රියාකාරකම් 9.9ක් මෙන්ම භාණ්ඩ හා මගී ප්‍රවාහන අංශය 1.5කින් සංකෝචනය වුණා. 2019 වසර තුලදී ආර්ථික වර්ධනය මන්දගාමී මට්ටමක පවතිනු ඇතයි අපි අපේක්ෂා කරනවා. මැදිකාලීනව ක්‍රමයෙන් යථා තත්ත්වයට පත්වනු ඇතයි කියලා අපි අපේක්ෂා කරනවා. පෞද්ගලික අංශයේ වෙත සපයන ලද ණය වර්ධනයේ පහළ යෑමේ ප්‍රවණතාවය තවදුරටත් අපි දැක්කා. 2019 අගෝස්තු මාසයේදී මන්දගාමී වුණා තවදුරටත්. පෞද්ගලික අංශයේ වෙත සපයන ලද ණය වර්ධනය වාර්ෂික ලක්ෂණමය පදනම මත 2019 ජූලි මාසයේ වාර්තා වුණු 7.4 සාපේක්ෂව අගෝස්තු මාසයේදී තවදුරටත් 7.2 දක්වා අඩු වුණා. 2019 ජූලි මාසයේදී රුපියල් බිලියන 1.2කින් අඩු වූ පෞද්ගලික අංශය වෙත සපයන ලද ණය 2019 අගෝස්තු මාසයේදී රුපියල් 22.2 දක්වා ඉහළ ගියා. නමුත් පළමු මාස 8 තුලදීම 2019 වසරේ ඉහළ යාම බිලියන 64.7ක් වුණා. එය 2018 වසරේ මෙම කාල පරිච්ඡේදයට සාපේක්ෂව ඉතා අඩු අගයක් වුණා. පෞද්ගලික අංශය වෙත සපයන ලද ණය වර්ධනය අඩු වීම හේතුවෙන් 2019 වසරේ පළමු මාස 8 තුලදී වාර්ෂික ලක්ෂණමය පදනම මත පුළුල් මුදල් සැපයුම M2B වර්ධනයද මන්දගාමී වුණා. පුළුල් මුදල් වර්ධනය 2019 ජූලි මාසයේදී 8.2ක් වාර්තා කළත් අගෝස්තු මාසයේදී 7.7 දක්වා අඩු වුණා. වෙළඳපොළ දේවශීලතාවය අතිරික්ත මට්ටමක පැවතුණා. බරිත සාමාන්‍ය ඒක්ෂණ මුදල් අනුපාතිකය ප්‍රතිපත්ත පොලි අනුපාතික කොරිඩෝවේ මධ්‍යයට ආසන්නයේ පවත්වාගෙන යාමට විවෘත වෙළඳපොළ කටයුතු සිදු කරා. තනි ප්‍රාථමික වෙළඳුන් සඳහා දේවශීලතා සහාය පහසුකම 2019 සැප්තැම්බර් මාස 6 වන දින ආරම්භ කරනු ලැබුවා. ඒත් සමගම විවෘත වෙළඳපොළ කටයුතු යටතේ ද්විතීයික වෙළඳපොලේ භාණ්ඩාගාර බැඳුම් කර මිලදී ගැනීමත් ආරම්භ කළා. 2019 අප්‍රේල් මාසයේදී තැන්පතු පොලි අනුපාතික මත සීමාවන් පැනවීමත් සමගම නවත් තැන්පතු අනුපාතිකද සැලකිය ලෙස පහළ යාමක් වාර්තා වුණා. වෙළඳපොළ ණය අනුපාතිකද ක්‍රමයෙන් පහළ ගියා. වෙළඳපොළ ණය අනුපාතිකවල ශීඝ්‍ර පහළ යාමක් ඇති කිරීම සඳහා 2019 සැප්තැම්බර් මාසයේදී ශ්‍රී ලංකා මහ බැංකුව විසින් ණය පොලි අනුපාතික මත උපරිම සීමා පනවනු ලැබුවා. ඒත් සමගම බලපාත්‍රලාභී බැංකුවල තැන්පතු පොලි අනුපාතික මත තිබුණු උපරිම සීමාව ඉවත් කළා. මෙම සටහන පෙන්වුම් කරන්නේ පොලි අනුපාතිකයන් වෙනස් වීම. මෙහිදී අපිට පෙනී යනවා කෙටි කාලින පොලි අනුපාතිකයන් සැලකිය යුතු ලෙස අඩු වෙලා තියෙනවා. කෙටි කාලින මෙන්ම තැන්පතු පොලි අනුපාතිකයන්. නමුත් ණය පොලි අනුපාතිකයන් අප අපේක්ෂා කරපු මට්ටමින් අඩු වී නැහැ. මෙම සටහන මගින් පෙන්වා දෙන්න උත්සාහ කරන්නේ මෑත කාලින මූල්‍ය ප්‍රතිපත්ති මෙන්ම මූල්‍ය තත්ත්වයන් ලිහිල් කිරීමට ශ්‍රී ලංකා මහ බැංකුව විසින් අනුගමනය කළ ක්‍රියාමාර්ගයන්හි සාරාංශයක්. මෙම පියවරන් ගන්න ලද්දේ මනාව පාලනය කරන ලද උද්දමන තත්ත්වයන් යටතේ මෙම සටහනේ සිංහල දෙමළ පරිවර්තනයක් මුදල් ප්‍රතිපත්තන විවරණ ප්‍රකාශයේ ඇමනුම් ගත කරලා තියෙනවා. ඔබට ඒ පිළිබඳව බලන්න පුළුවන්. අපි බැලුවොත් ව්‍යවස්ථාත් සංචිත අනුපාතිකය 2.5කින් ප්‍රතිශතාංක 2.5කින් මේ පසුගිය නොවැම්බර් සිට අඩු කරලා තියෙනවා. ඒ බගින් රුපියල් බිලියන 150ක් වෙළඳපොළට නිකුත් කරලා තියෙනවා මුදල්. එමගින් මුදල් ගුණකය ඉහළ යාමට අපේක්ෂා කරන අතරම අර මුදල් පිරිවැය පහළ යාමටත් යන බවටත් අපි අපේක්ෂා කරනවා. ප්‍රතිපත්ති පොලි අනුපාතිකය පදනම් අංක 100කින් අපි දෙවරකදී අඩු කරනු ලැබුවා. එමගින් විවට වෙළඳපොළට ඒ සමගම විවට වෙළඳපොළ කටයුතු මගින් භාණ්ඩාගාර බැඳුම් කර මිලදී ගැනීමෙන් දිගු කාලින ද්‍රවශීලතාවත් අපි වෙළඳපොළට සැපයුවා. තැන්පතු පොලි අනුපාතික උපරිම සීමාවන් පැනවීමෙන් වෙළඳපොලේ අහිතකර තරඟකාරීත්වය සීමා වුණා. ඒත් සමගම තැන්පතු පොලි අනුපාතික පහළ ගියා. ණය පොලි අනුපාතික වල උපරිම සීමා පැනවීමෙන් ණය ගලා යාම ඉහළ යාම ආර්ථික ක්‍රියාකාරකම් වර්ධනයට මෙන්ම ආර්ථික ක්‍රියාකාරකම් වර්ධනයට මෙන්ම අක්‍රිය ණය ප්‍රමාණය පහළ යාමටද හේතු වෙනවා. ආර්ථික වර්ධනයට මේ සමගම වෙනත් කරුණුත් බලපානු ලබනවා. විදේශාංශය දෙස අපි සලකා බලමු දැන්. ගෝලීය අවහිරතා මැද්දේ විදේශාංශය ශක්තිමත්ව පැවතුණා. මෙම මාසයේ පළමු මාස 8 තුල අපනයනය 2.4කින් ඩොලර් බිලියන 8 දක්වා ඉහළ ගියා. ආනයනය 14.6කින් සැලකිය ලෙස ඩොලර් බිලියන 12.9 දක්වා පහළ ගියා. ඒත් සමගම වෙළඳ හිඟියත් සැලකිය යුතු ලෙස ඩොලර් බිලියන 2.4කින් අඩු වුණා. පාස්කු ඉරිදා ප්‍රහාරයේ බලපෑම් වලින් පසුව ක්‍රමයෙන් යථා තත්ත්වයට පත්වෙමින් සංචාරක පැමිණීම් අඛණ්ඩව ඉහළ ගියා. නමුත් විදේශ සේවා නියුක්තිකයන්ගේ ප්‍රේෂණ යම්කිසි ප්‍රමාණයකින් පහළ ගියා. මේ සටහනින් පෙන්වුම් කරන්නේ කලාපයේ වශයෙන් සංචාරකයන්ගේ පැමිණීම. අපි දකිනවා දකුණු ආසියානු කලාපයේ සංචාරක පැමිණීම් ඉහළ ගොස් තියෙනවා. එහෙත් අග්නික දිග ආසියානු කලාපයේ සංචාරක පැමිණීම් තවදුරටත් යථා තත්ත්වයට පත්වේ නැහැ පාස්කු ඉරිදා ප්‍රහාරයෙන් පසුව. 2019 සැප්තැම්බර් මාස අවසානයේදී දක්න ලද විචලනයන් අනතුරුව ඔක්තෝබර් මාසයේදී විනිමය අනුපාතික අතිප්‍රමාණ වීමක් පෙන්눔 කළා විදේශ විනිමය වෙළඳපොලේ. උද්දමනය පිළිබඳ සලකා බලමු. කොළඹ පාරිභෝගික මිල දරචකයේ වාර්ෂික ලක්ෂ්‍යමය වෙනස පදනම්ව ගණනය කරනු ලබන මතුපිට උද්දමනය දේශීය ආහාර සැපයුම් මිල ඉහළ යාම හේතුවෙන් 2019 සැප්තැම්බර් මාසයේදී ඉහළ ගියා. 2019 ඉතිරි කාලයේදීද මෙම ආහාර මිල ඉහළ යාම හේතුවෙන් උද්දමනය යම්කිසි මට්ටමක ඉහළ යාමකට පැමිණෙනට අපි අපේක්ෂා කරනවා. නමුත් සුදුසු ප්‍රතිපත්ති ක්‍රියාමාර්ග මෙන්ම එම తాවකාලික මිල ඉහළ යාම ඉවත් වීමත් සමගම අපි හිතනවා උද්දමනය අපි බලාපොරොත්තු වන 4.4-6 අතර ඒත් සමගම උද්දමන මනාව පාලනය කළ උද්දමන අපේක්ෂාවන්ද සමගම උද්දමනය 4.4-6 අතර පවතින යතයි අපි අපේක්ෂා කරනවා. මෙම කරුණු සලකා බලා මුදල් මණ්ඩලය තීරණය කළ මුදල් ප්‍රතිපත්තිය නොවෙනස්ව පවත්වාගෙන යන්න ඒ සඳහා දැනට පවත්නා සහ අපේක්ෂිත ආර්ථික සහ මූල්‍ය වෙළඳපොළ තත්ත්වයන් සහ මෙන්ම පසුගිය මාස 12 කාලය තුල ගමන් ලද ක්‍රියාමාර්ග අපේක්ෂිත ප්‍රතිඵල ලබා ගැනීමට ප්‍රමාණවත් බවත් මූල්‍යාංශය හරහා එම ප්‍රතිපත්ති සම්ප්‍රේෂණය වීමට ප්‍රමාණවත් කාලයක් ලබා දීමට අවශ්‍ය බවත් මුදල් මණ්ඩලය අදහස් කළා. මේ දක්වා අරගෙන ලැබූ නියාමන ක්‍රියාමාර්ග සමග පොලි අනුපාතික සහ ව්‍යවස්ථා සංචිත අනුපාත පහළ දැමීම මගින් ණය පොලි අනුපාතික වල සැලකිය යුතු සහ ඉක්මන් අඩුවීමක් අපි අපේක්ෂා කරනවා. ඉදිරියේදී ආර්ථික ක්‍රියාකාරකම් සඳහා සහාය වෙමින් ණය සඳහා වන ඉල්ලුම ඉහළ නැංවීමට හේතු වන ඇතයි මේ ක්‍රියාමාර්ග හේතු වන ඇතයි අපි විශ්වාස කරනවා. ස්තුතියි.
எல்லோருக்கும் வணக்கம். இவ்வாண்டின் மத்திய வங்கியின் 6வது நாணய கொள்கை மீளாய்வு இதுவாகும். ஆகவே இலங்கை மத்திய வங்கியின் நாணய சபையானது 2019 அக்டோபர் 10ஆம் நாளன்று நடைபெற்ற அதன் கூட்டத்தில் மத்திய வங்கியின் துணைநில் வைப்பு வசதி வீதத்தினையும் துணைநில் கடன் வழங்கல் வசதி வீதத்தினையும் தற்போதுள்ள மட்டங்களான முறையே 7% மற்றும் 8%ஆக பேண தீர்மானித்துள்ளது. அத்துடன் நியதி சட்ட ஒதுக்கு வீதமும் 5%ஆக பேணப்பட்டது. நாணய சபையானது உள்நாட்டு பொருளாதாரத்திலும் நிதியியல் சந்தைகளிலும் அதே போன்று உலகளாவிய பொருளாதாரத்திலும் தற்பொழுது காணப்படுகின்ற மற்றும் எதிர்பார்க்கப்படுகின்ற அபிவிருத்திகளை மிக கவனமாக பகுப்பாய்வு செய்தமையினை தொடர்ந்து இந்த தீர்மானத்தை மேற்கொண்டுள்ளது. விரும்பத்தக்க 4 முதல் 6% வீச்சில் பணவீக்கத்தை பேணும் நோக்கத்துடன் நடுத்தர காலத்தில் தனது உள்ளாற்றலை எய்துவதற்கும் பொருளாதார வளர்ச்சியை ஆதரவளிக்கும் நோக்குடன் நாணய சபையின் தீர்மானமானது இசைவாக காணப்பட்டது. தொடர்ந்து உலகளாவிய பொருளாதார நடவடிக்கைகளை பார்த்தோமானால் இது மெதுவடைதல் இந்த உலகளாவிய பொருளாதார நடவடிக்கைகளிலான மெதுவடைதல் என்பது பொருளாதாரங்களை அதிக அளவிலான தளர்ந்த ஓர் நிலைக்கு தள்ளியது. அட்டவணையில் காண்பித்தவாறு 2019ஆம் ஆண்டின் 3ஆம் காலாண்டு பகுதியில் 46 மத்திய வங்கிகள் 67 முறைகளில் கொள்கை வீதங்களை குறைத்துள்ளன. அத்துடன் 2019ஆம் ஆண்டின் இதுவரையிலான காலப்பகுதியை பார்த்தோமானால் 60 மத்திய வங்கிகள் கொள்கை வீதங்களை 113 முறைகளில் தளர்த்தியுள்ளன. தொடர்ந்து உயிர்த்த ஞாயிறு தாக்குதல்களின் தாக்கமாக உண்மை மொத்த உள்நாட்டு உற்பத்தியானது 2019 ஆண்டின் முதலாம் காலாண்டில் பதிவு செய்யப்பட்ட 2.7% தொடர்ந்து 2019 ஆண்டின் இரண்டாம் காலாண்டில் 1.6% வளர்ச்சியை பதிவு செய்தது. இதில் குறிப்பிடத்தக்க விடயம் யாதெனில் சேவைகள் துறையில் அதிக அளவிலான சுருக்கம் என்பது சில உப வகைகளில் மட்டுமே காணப்படுகின்றது. அதாவது வதிவிடம், உணவு மற்றும் குடிபானங்கள் தொடர்பிலான சேவை நடவடிக்கைகள் மற்றும் பண்டங்கள் மற்றும் பயணிகளின் போக்குவரத்து என்ற உபவகைகளிலே காணப்பட்டது. 2019 பொறுத்த வரையில் பொருளாதார வளர்ச்சி என்பது நாம் மிதமாகவே காணப்படும் சாத்தியத்தை கண்டறிந்த போதும் நடுத்தர காலத்தில் ஓர் மெதுவான மீட்சி என்பது எதிர்பார்க்கப்படுகிறது. தொடர்ந்து தனியார் துறைக்கான கொடுகடனின் வளர்ச்சி என்பது அதன் கீழ் நோக்கிய போக்கை தொடர்ந்து 2019 ஆகஸ்டிலும் தொடர்ந்தது. ஆண்டுக்காண்டு அடிப்படையில் தனியார் துறைக்கான கொடுகடன் என்பது 2019 ஆகஸ்டில் 7.2% மேலும் மிதமடைந்தது. உண்மை நிதிகளில் பார்த்தோமானால் தனியார் துறைக்கான கொடுகடனானது 2019 ஆகஸ்டில் ரூபாய் 22.2 பில்லியன் அதிகரிப்பை பதிவு செய்தது. முதல் 8 மாத காலப்பகுதியை நாம் பார்த்தோம் என்றால் திரண்ட அடிப்படையில் ஓர் பாரிய வீழ்ச்சியே காணப்பட்டது. அதாவது இந்த காலப்பகுதியில் தனியார் துறைக்கான கடன் என்பது ரூபாய் 64.7 பில்லியனாகவே காணப்பட்டது. மிதமான பொருளாதார நடவடிக்கைகளுக்கு மத்தியில் தனியார் துறைக்கான கொடுகடனின் மெதுவடைதலினால் முன்னெடுக்கப்பட்டு 2019 ஆண்டின் முதல் 8 மாத காலப்பகுதியில் விரிந்த பணம் என்பது தொடர்ச்சியாக மிதமடைந்து காணப்பட்டது. குறிப்பாக 2008 டிசம்பருக்கு பின்னர் 2019 ஆகஸ்டில் விரிந்த பணம் என்பது ஆண்டுக்கான வளர்ச்சி என்பது இந்த 2019 ஆகஸ்டில் நாம் கண்ட அந்த வளர்ச்சி என்பது தாழ்ந்த வளர்ச்சி வீதமான 7.7% மெதுவடைந்து காணப்பட்டது. தொடர்ந்து சராசரி நிறைவேற்றப்பட்ட அழைப்பு பண வீதத்தை கொள்கை வீத வீச்சின் நடுப்பகுதியில் பேணுவதற்காக திறந்த சந்தை நடவடிக்கைகள் மேற்கொள்ளப்பட்ட வேளையில் சந்தை திரவத்தன்மை மிகையான மட்டங்களிலே காணப்பட்டது. குறிப்பாக தனிநில் முதன்மை தரகர்களுக்கான திரவத்தன்மை ஆதரவு வசதி என்பது 2019 செப்டம்பர் 6 முதல் தொடக்கப்பட்டதுடன் இரண்டாம் சந்தை முறிகளின் கொள்வனவு நிகழ்ச்சி திட்டமும் ஆரம்பிக்கப்பட்டது. இதுவரை காலத்தில் இந்த நிகழ்ச்சி திட்டத்திற்கு கீழ் ரூபாய் 20.3 டிரில்லியன் பெறுமதியான திரைசேரி முறிகள் கொள்வனவு செய்யப்பட்டுள்ளன. தொடர்ந்து 2019 ஏப்ரலில் வைப்பு வட்டி வீதங்கள் மீதான உச்ச எல்லைகள் விதித்த பின்னர் புதிய வைப்புகளுக்கான வீதங்கள் என்பன ஓர் பாரிய வீழ்ச்சியை பதிவு செய்தது. அதாவது 2019 ஏப்ரல் இறுதி மூலம் ஆகஸ்ட் வரையிலான இந்த காலப்பகுதியில் சராசரி நிறைவேற்றப்பட்ட புதிய வைப்புகளின் வீதம் என்பது 284 அடிப்படை புள்ளிகளினால் வீழ்ச்சியடைந்தது. ஆகஸ்ட் மாதத்தில் மட்டும் சராசரி நிறைவேற்றப்பட்ட புதிய வைப்புகளின் வீதம் என்பது 18 அடிப்படை புள்ளிகளினாலும் சராசரி நிறைவேற்றப்பட்ட புதிய நிலையான வைப்புகளின் வீதம் என்பது 21 அடிப்படை புள்ளிகளினாலும் வீழ்ச்சியடைந்து காணப்பட்டது. செப்டம்பர் மாதத்தில் அதாவது ஆகஸ்ட் தரவுகளின் அடிப்படையில் சராசரி நிறைவேற்றப்பட்ட வைப்புகளின் வீதம் என்பது 22 அடிப்படை புள்ளிகளினால் வீழ்ச்சி அடைந்ததுடன் சராசரி நிறைவேற்றப்பட்ட நிலையான வைப்புகளின் வீதம் என்பது 28 அடிப்படை புள்ளிகளினால் வீழ்ச்சி அடைந்து காணப்பட்டது. இதே வகையில் சந்தை கடன் வழங்கல் வீதங்களும் மெதுவாக கீழ்நோக்கி சீராக்கம் பெற்றன. அதாவது வார அடிப்படையிலான சராசரி நிறைவேற்றப்பட்ட முதன்மை வீதம் என்பது 2019 ஏப்ரல் இறுதியில் பதிவு செய்யப்பட்ட 10.46% இருந்து 2019 அக்டோபர் 4 அன்று முடிவடைந்த வாரத்தில் 10.45%க்கு 10.46%க்கு 12.24%க்கு 178 அடிப்படை புள்ளிகளினால் வீழ்ச்சியடைந்து காணப்பட்டது. சந்தை கடன் வழங்கல் வீதங்களில் ஒரு விரைவான வீழ்ச்சியை ஏற்படுத்துவதற்காக 2019 சந்தை கடன் வழங்கல் வீதங்களில் ஒரு விரைவான வீழ்ச்சியை ஏற்படுத்துவதற்காக 2019 செப்டம்பரில் உரிமம் பெற்ற வர்த்தக வங்கிகளின் வைப்பு வீதங்கள் மீதான உச்ச எல்லைகள் நீக்கப்பட்ட அதே வேளையில் கடன் வழங்கல் வீதங்கள் மீதான உச்ச எல்லைகள் விதிக்கப்பட்டன. சாராம்சமாக வட்டி வீதங்களிலான அபிவிருத்திகள் இந்த அட்டவணையில் காணப்படுகின்றன. அதாவது குறிப்பாக குறுங்கால சந்தை மற்றும் அரச பிணையங்கள் மீதான விளைவுகள் பாரிய வீழ்ச்சி அடைந்தன. இது முக்கியமாக நாம் விதித்த அந்த உச்சைகளின் தாக்கமாகும். வைப்புகள் மீதான வீதங்கள் குறைந்தாலும் கடன் வழங்கல் வீதங்கள் என்பன நாம் எதிர்பார்த்த அளவிற்கு வீழ்ச்சி அடையவில்லை. தொடர்ந்து அண்மை காலத்தில் நாணய கொள்கை மற்றும் நாணய நிலைமைகளை தளர்த்துவதற்காக மேற்கொள்ளப்பட்ட சில வழிமுறைகளை நாம் தற்போது பார்க்கலாம். முதலில் நியதி சட்ட ஒதுக்கு வீதம் என்பது நவம்பர் மற்றும் மார்ச் என்ற 2 மாதங்களில் 2.5% புள்ளிகளினால் குறைக்கப்பட்டதன் மூலம் கொடுகடன் பெருக்கி அதிகரித்து காணப்பட்டதுடன் ரூபாய் 150 பில்லியன் அளவிலான திரவத்தன்மை என்பது உட்செலுத்தப்பட்டது. இவ்வகையிலான உட்செலுத்தலினால் நிதி தொடர்பான செலவுகள் மேலும் குறைவடைந்ததுடன் அழைப்பு வீதங்கள் மற்றும் மீள்கொள்வனவு வீதங்கள் என்பன வீழ்ச்சியடைந்தே காணப்பட்டது. தொடர்ந்து கொள்கை வட்டி வீதங்கள் 100 அடிப்படை புள்ளிகளினால் 2 முறைகளாக குறைக்கப்பட்டதுடன் அழைப்பு வீதங்கள் மற்றும் மீள்கொள்வனவு வீதங்கள் மேலும் வீழ்ச்சியடைந்து காணப்பட்டது. தொடர்ந்து திரைசேரி முறைகளையும் கொண்டு திறந்த சந்தை நடவடிக்கைகள் விரிவாக்கப்பட்டதன் மூலம் மேலும் நீண்டகால திரவத்தன்மை உட்செலுத்தல்கள் மேற்கொள்ளப்பட்டன. இதன் விளைவாக அழைப்பு வீதங்கள் மற்றும் மீள்கொள்வனவு வீதங்கள் மேலும் வீழ்ச்சியடைந்து காணப்பட்டது. தொடர்ந்து வைப்பு வீதங்கள் மீதான உச்ச எல்லைகள் விதிக்கப்பட்டன. இதனால் நிதி தொடர்பான செலவுகள் மேலும் குறைவடைந்ததுடன் இது உகந்ததாயிராத போட்டியை மட்டுப்படுத்தியது. இந்த வழிமுறைகள் யாவினாலும் வைப்பு வட்டி வீதங்கள் வீழ்ச்சியடைந்து காணப்பட்டது. இந்த வைப்பு வீதங்கள் மீதான எல்லைகள் என்பவை 2019 செப்டம்பர் 24 முதல் அகற்றப்பட்டது. கடன் வழங்கல் வட்டி இதனைத் தொடர்ந்து கடன் வழங்கல் வட்டி வீதங்கள் மீதான உச்ச எல்லைகள் விதிக்கப்பட்டன. இது கொடுகடன் பாய்ச்சல்களை மேம்படுத்த வேண்டும் என்பதுடன் பொருளாதார நடவடிக்கை இதனைத் தொடர்ந்து மேம்படும் என எதிர்பார்க்கப்படுவதோடு இதனால் செயற்படா கடன்கள் வீழ்ச்சியடைய வேண்டும் என்பதே நம்முடைய எதிர்பார்ப்பு. இவை மூன்றிற்கும் ஏனைய ஆதரவளிக்கும் காரணிகளும் தேவைப்படும். இந்த வழிமுறைகள் யாவையும் மத்திய வங்கியானது வலுவாக நிலைநிறுத்தப்பட்ட பணவீக்க எதிர்பார்ப்புகளுக்கு மத்தியிலேயே இவையை நடைமுறைப்படுத்தியுள்ளது. தொடர்ந்து நாம் முன்னர் பார்த்தது போல் உலகளாவிய பொருளாதாரத்தில் காணப்படும் எதிர்திசை கொண்ட அபிவிருத்திகளுக்கு மத்தியிலும் வெளிநாட்டுத்துறை என்பது மீளலின் தன்மையை கொண்டிருந்தது. 2019 ஆண்டின் முதல் 8 மாத காலப்பகுதியில் ஆண்டுக்காண்டு அடிப்படையில் ஏற்றுமதிகள் என்பன 2.4% அதிகரித்து காணப்பட்டதுடன் குறிப்பிடத்தக்க அளவால் வர்த்தக பற்றாக்குறை என்பது ஐக்கிய அமெரிக்க டாலர் 2.4 பில்லியனாக குறுகி காணப்பட்டது. இதன் முக்கிய காரணமாக தங்கம், தனியார் பாவனைக்கான ஊர்திகள் மற்றும் சுத்திகரிக்கப்பட்ட பெட்ரோலிய உற்பத்திகள் தொடர்பான இறக்குமதிகளின் வீழ்ச்சியினால் ஏற்பட்டதே இந்த சுருக்கமாகும். தொடர்ந்து உயிர்த்த ஞாயிறு தாக்கத்திலிருந்து சுற்றுலா பயணிகளின் வருகைகள் என்பன மெதுவாக மீட்சி அடைந்ததுடன் பணியாளர்களின் பணவனுப்பல்களும் மிதமடைந்து காணப்பட்டது. குறிப்பாக சுற்றுலா பயணிகளின் வருகைகளை பார்த்தோமானால் இவையின் ஆண்டுக்காண்டு வளர்ச்சி என்பது மெதுவாக மேம்பட்டு காணப்படுகிறது. அதாவது 2019 காணப்பட்ட வளர்ச்சியில் 70.8% வீழ்ச்சிக்கு பின்னர், அதாவது மே 2019 காணப்பட்ட வளர்ச்சியில் அதற்கு பின்னர் படிப்படியாக மேம்பட்டு இந்த வளர்ச்சியானது 2019 செப்டம்பரில் 27.2% வீழ்ச்சியை மட்டுமே கண்டது. தொடர்ச்சியாக பிராந்திய மட்டத்தில் நாம் பார்த்தோம் என்றால் சுற்றுலா பயணிகளின் வருகைகள் என்பன தென்னாசிய பிராந்தியத்தில் இருந்து வரும் சுற்றுலா பயணிகளின் வருகைகள் என்பது மீட்சி பெற்றாலும், அதாவது ஒரு சாதாரண நிலைமைக்கு திரும்பினாலும் கிழக்கு ஆசியா பகுதியில் இருந்தான வருகைகள் என்பன பழைய மட்டங்களை இன்னும் எய்தவில்லை. 2019 செப்டம்பரின் பின்னைய பகுதியில் காணப்பட்ட தளம்பல்களை தொடர்ந்து அக்டோபரில் செலாவணி வீதமானது ஓரளவான பெறுமதி உயர்வை பதிவு செய்தது. மொத்த அலுவல்சார் ஒதுக்குகளை பார்த்தோம் என்றால் இது 2018 இறுதியில் காணப்பட்ட ஐக்கிய அமெரிக்க டாலர் 6.9 பில்லியனிலிருந்து இந்த ஆண்டு செப்டம்பர் இறுதியில் ஐக்கிய அமெரிக்க டாலர் 7.6 பில்லியனாக காணப்பட்டது. பணவீக்கத்தை பார்த்தோம் என்றால் உள்நாட்டு உணவு நிரம்பலின் அதிகரித்த விலைகளினால் உந்துதல் பெற்று 2019 செப்டம்பரில் கொழும்பு நுகர்வோர் விலை சுட்டனினால் அளவிடப்படும் முதன்மை பணவீக்கம் என்பது விரைவடைந்து காணப்பட்டது. அதாவது 2019 எஞ்சிய காலப்பகுதியில் உணவினால் ஏற்படும் பணவீக்கத்தினால் முதன்மை பணவீக்கம் தொடர்ந்தும் சற்று உயர்வான மட்டத்தில் காணப்படும் என்பதே நம்முடைய எதிர்பார்ப்பாக உள்ளது. இந்த தற்காலிக நிரம்பல்சார் அழுத்தங்கள் மெதுவடைவதுடன் அதற்கு பின்னரான காலத்தில் பணவீக்கமானது விரும்பத்தக்க வீச்சான 4 முதல் 6% நிலை பெறும் என அறிவு செய்யப்படுவதுடன் இது பொருத்தமான கொள்கை வழிமுறைகள் மற்றும் வலுவாக நிலைநிறுத்தப்பட்ட பணவீக்க எதிர்பார்ப்புகளினால் ஆதரவளிக்கப்படும் என்று நாம் நம்புகிறோம். நாணய கொள்கை தீர்மானமானது நாணய சபையானது தற்போது இந்த காரணிகளை கருத்தில் கொண்டு கடந்த ஆண்டு காலத்தில் மேற்கொண்ட வழிமுறைகள் நிதியியல் துறை மூலம் ஊடுகடத்த போதுமான நேரம் கிடைக்கும் பட்சத்தில் சாத்தியமான மற்றும் சாதகமான விளைவுகளை எய்துவதற்கு போதுமானது நாணய சபை கருதுகிறது. குறைந்த கொள்கை வட்டி வீதங்கள் மற்றும் நியதி சட்ட ஒதுக்கு வீதத்துடனான ஒழுங்குபடுத்தும் வழிமுறைகள் என்பன கடன் வழங்கல் வீதங்களின் ஓர் கணிசமான மற்றும் விரைவான வீழ்ச்சியை ஏற்படுத்துவதுடன் இது கொடுகடனுக்கான கேள்வியை மேம்படுத்தி ஆகவே பொருளாதார நடவடிக்கைக்கு ஆதரவளிக்கும் என நாம் நம்புகிறோம். நன்றி.
Let me just make 3 points very quickly to reiterate 3 points really for emphasis. One is, despite the fact that there's going to be a slight uptick in inflation, a transitory uptick in inflation in the next few months, inflation expectations are well anchored and the outlook is stable. And we expect inflation to come down next year to the middle of the 4 to 6% range. So that's one point. The second point is that the external sector, which is where our main vulnerability exists, is in reasonable shape. You saw that the trade deficit has come down by $2.4 billion during the first 8 months of the year. But of course, the performance in the services account has been adversely affected by the reduction in tourism receipts. We expected about $5 billion worth of tourism receipts this year. It's coming down to, the projection is 3.7. So of that 2.4 improvement in the trade account, 1.3 billion or so has been set off by, in the services account, by the expected reduction in tourism earnings. And also in recent months, there has been some decline in earnings from shipping, because the Indian economy has slowed down. As you know, the Indian economy in the last couple of quarters has slowed down. And as almost 75, I think, or 80% of the tonnage handled by Colombo Harbour is Indian transshipment, that is having an impact on our shipping. So that's why the services account, the performance there has been somewhat adversely affected. But overall, the current account deficit, which was 3.2% of GDP last year, is projected to come down to 2.6%. So there is an improvement. And also, you heard the presenters say that our reserves are at 7.6 billion. That's 4.5 months of import cover, and about 65% of our short-term liabilities, which is not ideal, but it's certainly adequate, more than adequate, and higher than we have often had. So the external position is good. Then the third point I'd like to draw your attention to is what the average weighted deposit rates and lending rates. You would have seen from the presentations that since the time that the deposit rate caps were introduced at the end of April, we've seen the average weighted new deposit rates come down by 284 basis points. In that same period, the average weighted lending rate has come down by 87 basis points. So 284 and 87. Now, of course, banks can't immediately pass on the new deposit rates, because the stock of deposits that were in existence at the end of April take time to mature. A lot of the deposits are of 1 year duration, which is why in the direction issued by the central bank to banks to bring down lending rates, the lending rate caps, gives them time to bring these rates down gradually. So what we are saying is basically to pass on the reduction in the deposit rates that were generated by the imposition of the deposit cap, to pass that on to their customers. And in an ideal world, after the elections, when confidence and sentiments will, I'm sure, pick up, we will have a lending rate structure which can boost growth. You will recall at the last meeting, Dr. Nandalal Veerasinghe explained at some length how if you have a nominal growth rate of, say 9%, say inflation of 6, growth of 3, 9% nominal growth, to have average weighted lending rates of 14, 15%, just means that people can't do any business. So we're trying to shift this lending rate structure down asking the banks to pass on the benefits they got from the deposit cap, which we have now taken off. And that is essentially what we're trying to do. And hopefully, we'll have a lending rate structure in place which will boost growth when confidence and sentiments pick up after the election.